Welcome back my YouTube channel worth old coin value today. We're going to talk about one of the most interesting and valuable coins in the coin 1972 Washington quarter. A coin that might just have a surprising value that could leave you speechless. So, let's dive in now. The 1972 Washington quarter is an incredibly popular piece among collectors. The history behind this coin is deeply rooted in the legacy of George Washington, the first president of the United States. But did you know that some of these quarters can fetch a value of over $50,000? Let's explore why first. Let's set the stage with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. This design by John Flanagan became iconic, featuring George Washington's portrait on the obverse, front side, and a majestic eagle on the reverse, back side. Now, by the time the 1972 quarters were struck, the design had been around for 4 decades, but there was still something special about this particular year that makes it stand out. The first thing you need to know about the 1972 Washington quarter is that it was produced in massive numbers, especially in the Philadelphia and Denver mints. These coins were minted in regular circulation and were part of the typical coinage at the time. But most of these 1972 quarters are worth just their face value. A quarter, which is 25 cents.so. If you're simply looking for a regular 1972 quarter in your pocket change, don't expect to make any big bucks. But that's not where the magic happens. There's a catch with this coin that could make it incredibly valuable. And no, it's not just about the age. Let's talk about the error that makes this coin potentially worth thousands. The famous 1972 double die obverse in 1972. Some quarters were struck with a die that caused a doubling of the date on the obverse side of the coin. This is known as a double die obverse error. When looking closely at the date, 1972, you may notice that the digits appear to be doubled or more pronounced. This happened when the coin die was misaligned during the striking process, causing a shift in the design. And here's the kicker. If you're lucky enough to find a well-preserved double die obverse 1972 Washington quarter, it can be worth anywhere from $500 to over $50,000, depending on its condition. Yes, you heard that right. $50,000 now. Before you get too excited and start digging through your change jar, let's talk about the different grades and how they affect the value. A coin's grade is one of the most important factors when determining its worth. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin with a grade of good, G4, is worn and has very little detail left, while an uncirculated, MS70, coin is flawless, with no signs of wear. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. For example, a 1972 double die obverse in good condition might only fetch around $500 or so, while a coin in mint state, MS65, condition can easily go $4.10,000 to $15,000. But the most pristine specimens with a grade MS67 or higher could hit that $50,000 mark, especially if they have that crisp, clear doubling on the date.so. How can you tell if your 1972 quarter is the valuable one? Well, first and foremost, examine the date. The doubling on the 1972 double die obverse is very clear. If you're unsure, compare it with high-quality images of known examples online or consult a professional grader. Another thing to look for is the overall condition of the coin. If the coin is scratched, tarnished, or damaged, the value will be lower. The cleaner and more well-preserved the coin, the higher its potential value. Speaking of preservation, handling your coins carefully is essential. Always use soft cotton gloves when touching your rare coins and store them in a safe, dry place, like a coin holder or capsule, to protect them from the elements. Now, let's dive deeper into where these coins were minted. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced coins without a mint mark, was responsible for striking millions of these 1972 quarters. The Denver Mint also struck its own batch of 1972 quarters, but the real excitement comes with the proof versions that were created at the San Francisco Mint.so. How do you know if yours is a rare double die obverse? You'll want to closely inspect the 1972 date, particularly the digits 1, 9, and 2. The doubling should be visible with a magnifying glass or microscope. Take your time and check carefully, and now, you might be asking, how do I know what my coin is worth? The easiest way is to consult a professional coin dealer, use an online coin value guide, or get your coin graded by a reputable organization like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Grading is the key to unlocking your coin's full value potential, and the higher the grade, the more likely it is that you'll see that incredible price tag of $50,000. Now, before we wrap up, I want to remind you that not every 1972 Washington quarter will be worth a piece of history. Thank you for watching today's video, and interesting. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Worth old coin value.